This is the brief on engineering Canada's oil and gas climate transition. So we're looking at a new 2026 report from Engineers Beyond Borders Global, which completely strips away the politics to give us a real technical systems engineering roadmap to hit net zero by 2050. First, over the next 1 to 3 years, the priority is deploying proven, cost-effective tech like methane reduction and electrification. But this absolutely requires a strict declining cap on absolute emissions. Think of it as a rigid design constraint. Without it, companies aren't going to voluntarily change their math. Even though production intensity improved, total absolute emissions still jumped 11% between 2005 and 2022. Capping emissions, not production, creates a predictable investment signal, stopping the bleeding to allow for heavier future interventions. Second, looking 3 to 8 years out, our focus shifts to carbon capture utilization and storage, or CCUS. Now, we've got to stop treating CCUS like some magic eraser. It's incredibly capital-intensive and historically underdelivers unless it hits exact technical metrics: solid geologic storage, industrial clustering, and high-purity CO2 streams. Plus, perfectly capturing domestic emissions means nothing if we just ignore what happens when the product leaves our borders, right? Finally, we absolutely must expand our system boundaries to track the full life cycle emissions of exported oil products. Since 85 to 90% of emissions happen right at combustion, Canada's exported emissions sometimes totally eclipse our entire domestic total. Tracking this is vital for real climate credibility. Seriously, what's the point of optimizing a factory to zero emissions if the exported product instantly ruins the math somewhere else? Achieving net zero isn't wishful thinking. It demands treating emissions as a strict system constraint using proven near-term tech, rigorous carbon capture evaluation, and complete life cycle accountability.